Welcome to the Ask Dr. Nima show, your adjustment above Atlas. Today we're going to be talking about vaccines, sciatica, and when your creative, artistic hand and your business hand collide.
Joel in real life writes, how do you make decisions about vaccines when various credible studies about their safety contradict each other?
Whoa, ho, ho! Nothing controversial about that question. Right off the bat, our very first question with the Ask Dr. Nima show, the vaccine debate. First and foremost, I'm not here to tell you whether you should or should not vaccinate. That's not in my scope of practice. There is no 100% definitive answer. There's no right or wrong as far as I'm concerned. Rather than telling people what they should or shouldn't do as far as the vaccine debate goes, I'm going to let that be up to the individual parent. I have my own personal beliefs about it, but I'm not going to impose that on other people. And when they ask me what they should or shouldn't do, I always tell people, do your own research, ask as many people as possible, and then make your own decision. It's an extremely well-studied, yet well-debated topic. To say one way or the other, and it's definitive, it's 100% conclusive proof, is incorrect. So it is very important for you to make that decision by yourself. I'm not gonna go there, I'm not gonna touch it. That's not my scope of practice.
Brad writes, is sciatica reversible or a chronic condition that needs to be managed?
Brad, that is a great question, but it is a loaded question. Is it reversible or does it just have to be managed? Well, some people will get a bout of sciatica and they will never get it again. And some of my patients come in with their x-rays, they come in with their MRIs saying that they have massive bulging discs that then are impinging on the nerve root shooting down the leg, which is what sciatica is. So when somebody says you're a pain in the butt, what they mean is you're sciatica. And it ranges from just a nuisance pain in the butt to, like, I've had people had to be carried into my office with sciatica. So there are so many different things that you can do, alternatives that you'll hear. Pills, physical therapy, they will do traction. At some point I used to have a spinal decompression machine that really worked well for a lot of people. Getting chiropractic adjustments specifically help as well, but it's not really a treatment for sciatica. So as a chiropractor, my job is to help anybody who walks into my door, first of all, become pain-free if that's what they've come in with, and then get to a higher level of health. But sciatica is a gray area because a lot of times they've been told by their doctors that sciatica is caused by a bulging disc. So if that were true, then everyone with a bulging or a herniated disc would have sciatica, but that's just not the case. Not everyone has sciatica all the time, but we're gonna get it at certain times and we're gonna not get it at certain times. So what does that tell us? It tells us that there are many components to sciatica. First and foremost being structural. If you have something that's out of alignment in your foundation, then you're going to be more predisposed to sciatica. That's the first thing. So you want to make sure you get to a chiropractor that specializes in checking for spinal misalignment and is not afraid to actually use their hands or an instrument to actually adjust the spine. Anytime you have a fixated spine, locked up spine, or subluxated, or it's out of alignment, that interference will predispose you to sciatica symptoms. You're better off without them. If you want to pair or team that kind of care up with exercise, that's really critical. You want to make sure that you have good core exercises, and you want to make sure that you have good stretches, gluteal stretches. You want to look up on YouTube stretches for your piriformis, your gluteals. Yoga poses like pigeon is a really good one as well. You want to get back into an active lifestyle. Sitting on your butt will not be the answer. And you also want to ask the question, when did they begin? And if they are tied into a time where there's an emotional conflict, you want to take a look and see what the benefits are that you're gaining out of this. It could be you're punishing yourself emotionally, subconsciously. It could be that this is something that creates a distraction for you for some sort of a rage that you're feeling. So you have this rage, that is anger about something going on in your life, this resentment that you're going through that you bottle up inside and you bury, and then all of a sudden this pain in the butt shows up to distract you from that. You want to look carefully at the emotional side. Most of it is ignored. You want to take a look at the resentments that you have and learn to dissolve them. I happen to know a very cool tool to dissolve them. The link is over here. It's a tool that you can use over and over again to dissolve that resentment so that it doesn't have to show up in physical manifestation, sometimes even in disease, because you and I both know there is an emotional component to all diseases, and we just never get taught. That is your adjustment below Atlas and above Atlas.
Mine is Yours Apparel writes, we're feeling stressed. It's hard to find the balance of creating new art and dealing with the business side. Any advice?
Mine is Yours Apparel. Great question. The creative side or the business side? This topic is very near and dear to me. You know, my discovery is that I'm becoming more and more creative. This creative side is just coming out of me, and I'm realizing that starting this startup business now with the speaking and the overview experience, I'm in this one-man show type of scenario where I have a business hand and a creative side, and the two sometimes just get intertwined, and it just gets confusing and becomes stressful, and I know what that's like. So I'm living it, and I'm actually coming through, and I've figured out a few things. Number one, you have to understand there are certain things that when you're doing them, time stands still for you. You just love it. It's your creativity, that kind of thing. You want to put as much of that into your schedule as possible. And the business side, if you can, it's delegatable. You might not be able to delegate at this time. However, become very consciously aware of the stuff that you do business side that just isn't fulfilling for you. You want to make a note of what they are. You want to make a list specifically, and you can even put it out there, whether it's social media, whether it's on Craigslist. You can start to talk to people. There might be somebody that you can partner up with, or even part-time delegate. It might even cost you just a little bit, but I promise you, it's a worthwhile investment into your business. If you're not there yet, please make that a target for yourself to get to the point where you have a list of things that you would love to delegate to somebody else. Because if you can spend your days doing this creative stuff that you enjoy, and then you're able to put all the other stuff away, then your life becomes far less stressful. The second thing that I wanted to tell you is a lot of times creatives are feeling stressed because of where they are at. In other words, they have this dream, whether you're an artist or a musician, you want to be performing in front of 30,000 people, or you have, in your case, an apparel company or a branding company and you want to have high-end clientele. Instead of looking at where we are and how far we've come, we start looking around us and comparing our lives to those around us. That is the classic compare and despair syndrome that we all face, especially if you're an entrepreneur. The answer that you want to look for is, if I had all of my dreams come true in terms of clientele, in terms of business, in terms of the money coming in, do I have the structure? Do I have everything set up in a way that would support that? Emotionally, am I able to handle the amount of responsibility, the haters, the challenges that come in during those times? Am I able to handle that? If the answer is no, then you now understand why you are exactly where you're at. So delegating, number one, learning to delegate, knowing what you're really good at, spending the time doing that, learning to delegate the other parts that aren't fulfilling for you, and then last but not least, taking a look and seeing that where you're at is exactly where you should be at this time, to make sure that the back end is organized, and when it's organized, now you're ready for the leap to the next level. The last part is for creatives. If you're finding yourself lacking creativity, you're not able to create, you feel a writer's block or a creator's block of some sorts, the chances are you feel stuck because of resentment. Talking about resentment, I got a resentment rap. Let it go, let it go. The process is too slow. Resentment on my mind like you just don't know. Fake the funk and smile, try to put on a show, but the anger boils inside, causing life and health woes. Let it go, let it go. The process is too slow. Resentment on my mind like you just don't know. Fake the funk and smile, try to put on a show. Adjustment above Atlas, then this song just flow. Learn how to dissolve that resentment, because that will cripple your creativity. The overview method actually helps you do that. Check the link for upcoming events close to you. You can do a personal one-on-one Skype consult. Make sure that you are completely clear of all resentment. How do you know you're resentful? If there's something that you're looking at and you still have like anger about it, or you just don't want to go there, that's something that's holding you back. You lose for holding on to that. How do you get rid of that? You ask a simple question. How is that thing, or that thing from my past, how is it on my way to creativity? How can I use it to create. So if you take a look at different people who have created amazing things like songwriters, artists, anything, and the creativity was born on the wake of a massive disappointment. This video blog, this Ask Dr. Nima show, actually came in the wake of me dissolving my resentment, and creativity has come out of it. So I want to introduce you guys. Come on over here. That's Lucy. She's always a part of the office. This is Westgate Wellness Center. This is Overview World Headquarters in Maple Ridge, British Columbia, Canada. Come check it out. This is where I wear my chiropractic hat, and I have for the past 10 years. And this is the clinic. Come on in. They're a little bit camera shy like me. Here's Vicky, the office manager, and this is where it's at. Super camera shy Meredith, one of our amazing massage therapists. Come on down. And yeah, this is where the magic happens, as they say in the MTV show. What is it, Cribs? This is where the magic happens. So yeah, this is my office, and these are the tables, and Lucy's always there. And so this whole show came as a result of me dissolving my resentment and becoming creative. So hashtag Ask Dr. Nima, at Dr. Nima on Twitter and Instagram. Any questions you have regarding mind, body health, regarding stress, hopefully I can help you make that adjustment above Atlas. Thank you. We're done. Cut.